welcome to my channel. It's Uju Ijoma here. Thank you for tuning in, for clicking that video. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how I became a permanent resident in Canada. If you haven't watched my video on why I relocated to Canada, so please go watch that. So in 2014, I applied for my permanent residency under the Canadian Experience class, which is a program for skilled workers with Canadian work experience, so you have to have at least worked in Canada for minimum of a year in the past 3 years, and it had to be full-time. Now for this Canadian work experience, there are specific jobs that do qualify. So it's really not every job, but you're provided with a list of what those jobs are. So in addition to that, you also have to have your IELTS. So IELTS is an English proficiency test, and you have to at least be at the pass mark or above to qualify. And then there are also other documents and reports that you have to provide. So you have to do your police reports. You can just go to any police station close to you and ask and tell them that you're looking to get a police report, and they would help you with that. That's your police report gets mailed to you. Your IELTS result gets mailed to you as well, so you include those documents in your application. Now you have to do medicals. They're going to send you a list of, they tell you the clinics that you can go to. So there's specific clinics that you have to go to do your medicals. Now the results from your medical doesn't get sent to you. It goes to the immigration office directly. But I think that's actually the only thing that you don't include in your package, the package that you send them yourself. And then you also have to pay $490 for rights of permanent residency. So it's a right of permanent residency fee, 490 Canadian. You have to include your receipts in your application as well. So you can either apply online or you send in paper. Guys, disclosure, I should have mentioned this. I am not, this is not a sponsored video. This is basically me just talking about my own experience. So yeah, 2014, I sent in my application. I did an online application. I just wanted to do online as opposed to sending in paper. So I did an online application and had to wait for a bit. I got my permanent residency in 2016, so you can see it took quite some time. But the reason is because they told me that they had just started the express entry. The express entry is now what we actually use to apply for permanent residency. I'm going to talk a bit about it. But so they had told me that they launched the express entry. This was in 2015. So there was a backlog because they were now focusing on applications that came in through the express entry rather than my regular application. Now the express entry basically is like a bucket of all these other programs, including the CEC, the provincial nominee, basically all the programs that you can use to apply for permanent residency. But the only difference is rather than sending in your application, you are invited to apply. So you create a profile online for express entry. You create a profile online, and based on all your information that you put in there, you get you have a certain amount of points because it's a points-based system. So obviously the more points you have, the better for you. So if you get up to a certain amount of points, I'm going to check how much and see if I can put in that information in the description box. But anyway, so you get your points, and once you have enough points, they invite you to send in your application for permanent residency. So they just tell you, oh, you can apply, and usually within 6 months you get if they give you permanent residency, or if you're approved, you get it within 6 months. So back to now, when I got my my permanent residency, because like I said, I applied in 2014. I had to wait to 2016 because of the express entry. So 2016, I got my permanent residency. So your permanent residency comes in form of a letter. They send you a letter called the confirmation of permanent residency. Now with that letter, you have to do your landing. So your landing is it's an interview where they validate your permanent residency. So either you book an appointment for this interview, or you go to, basically you leave the country and come back in. I think the whole purpose really is for you to, you know, come in contact with some form of immigration officer so that they can validate that yes, you're now a Canadian permanent resident as of, you know, this date. So I did that. I didn't leave the country. I just went to the office. There was an office downtown in Calgary. So I went to the office, had my interview. They just ask you a couple of questions, and you know, you provide your documents. So you show them your passport. You also show them the letter as well that you got, and then they sign it. So with that, you're then able to apply for your permanent residency card, your PR card. Your PR card just is like every other ID out there, like a driver's license, just a, you know. So once you apply, they send you your card, and that is it. You just use that as your ID. You can use it to travel, yeah, and all that. So that really is just your PR card, and then the next step is to wait for your citizenship. So in my next video, guys, I'm going to be talking about how I became a Canadian citizen. So you do not want to miss that video. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's just the red button down there, or sorry, yeah, you subscribe, as well as you hit the bell button so that you get notified when I post my next video. Okay, thanks guys, have a good day.